What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Ra. His name is Chemo. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Soup. Game number 2. Loki versus Ra. Is this not everything you wanted and more to see Chemo playing Ra against Soup's Loki? Relatively high hunt map here as well for Soup as he's scouting out. He sees the hippopotamus over there. And it's a kind of a pretty defensive map here as well for Chemo. So both players are going to be relatively happy with this spawn on competitive Mega Random. You get the big forest there to defend for Ra, and you get all of the hunt to do whatever you really want here for Soup, for Loki. So we'll see what sort of a game plan Soup wants to do. Soup is known for his Heimdall rush. He is known for it. He's going to Heimdall rush you 9 games out of 10. And then he's going to play normal in the one game out of 10. We'll see which way he's going to choose to do that as he sends the Ulfsark forward already here as, spying this. Let's check out the actual map here. There's gold on both sides. A nice gold mine over here. Gold mines over here. So it's going to be tough here to get a straight gold starve in these sorts of situations, as it looks like Soup is searching around for the Pharaoh in the main base, not finding it, not clicking spy just yet, but trying to see exactly what's happening here in this base. Sneaks through here, gets a little bit of damage onto that Ulfsark as he's trying to get some knowledge for what's happening in this game as he tries to hug this woodline. I think this is still in range over here, but luckily for Soup, Chemo decides to hit the water buffalo instead of getting more damage onto that Ulfsark here, as Soup is still just deciding, do I build an Ulfsark and build a temple at home? Or do I keep scouting around? He might find that goat. Doesn't quite find the goat there. And Soup going to pull back. I mean, you could put a temple over here, but then all these gold mines are open. So there's not a good way for Soup to go to make a Heimdall rush work. But that doesn't mean he doesn't need to not go Heimdall. Heimdall is always an option, but one big weakness of Heimdall is not having the troll. No access to the troll, which is Norse's best answer to the rock before you get access to Fire Giant. It's the earliest answer that Norse gets to deal with the rock. So Soup might want to pull back and just play that angle here. As you do see a temple coming up, this probably indicates he wants this town center. There's some nice hippopotamus over here for him to eat on this town center as well. Obviously over here there's a nice town center there as well. And like Loki, I remember there was a couple of years ago I was saying Loki boom against Egypt, is it really bad? I didn't think it was that bad. And everyone was like, nah, you can't boom with Loki. It's awful. Loki just loses. And then Natris comes in and says, I'm making this build. It's not quite a Loki boom, but making this build that focuses around getting the second town center up. And now everyone's like, Loki boom really good. Loki boom really good. So the question is, though, do you need to kind of do some sort of light pressure early and then get your town center? Or can you go for a fast second town center as Loki against Egyptian, against Ra specifically, and make that work? And is that what Soup is going to be doing here? As we see Ptah coming through for Chemo, he's got himself 7-ish villages on gold here. No pickaxe just yet. And I imagine he's going to rush this town center up over here. He's got to love the hippopotamus there. He doesn't have that top position scouted, so he doesn't know what's over there. As we see some houses coming up in the corner of the map there. Relic getting grabbed there for Soup. Blue Crystal Shard is a wonderful relic where that's concerned. And if we take a quick look in the main base, we can actually see exactly what's coming through. Soup, 5 villages on wood. The difference between 5 and 4 villages on wood is almost enough to tell you what strategy the Loki player is going. 4 villages on wood kind of says, I'm going Hall of Fames, or I'm going for a Heimdall rush. 5 villages on wood kind of says, I'm going for a town center. Not 100%. There are some other strategies you can do with 5 villages on wood, but the difference between 1 village seems to be enough. So I would be surprised to see Soup going anything other than a fast town center here, especially like maybe not. Maybe he is going. Well, he's got the resources perfectly to get the town center up, but it looks like he's going to be looking to put some pressure on. There is shifting sands as well, And Chemo is a player who does not care. He's like, I'm gonna shifting sands your stuff away immediately, most of the time. As the Hursa comes in, can be hitting that Pharaoh. Big retreat there from the Pharaoh as Soup, great micro here. Shifting sands comes through every single time, but there's no box here as the Hursa just going to be retreating away. We do see a longhouse up. This still doesn't mean that we're not going to see a town center. The town center can still get built at any time here. As Soup gets another longhouse up and the villagers do get pushed off. And this is really, really good for Soup because he can still go for a boom after this with the barracks now coming through for Chemo. Chemo was down shifting sands. Troll hits the villager there. Hursa pulling back. They can get this town center removed. He might even be able to grab this town center for himself if he wants. Basically, the shifting sands was just to keep the Pharaoh alive there. He wanted that one alive for whatever reason. There's the Pharaoh popping out here. Might try and take out the troll or something. We're seeing more units. Raiding cavalry coming through here for Soup. Hand axe, pickaxe as well. I've misread this completely. I got no idea what Soup's doing. Is he going full pressure? He sees the... Does he see the barracks? Wait, that's the wrong player. He does see the barracks there. So he knows what's coming for him. And Soup is the kind of player to like... He just really, really likes being aggressive. He doesn't like being on the defense all too much. So when... Like normally I would say... For most players, when you see a barracks and you see Axeman coming, just grab a town center and call it a day. But Soup is a different type of beast. He's much, much more aggressive and can make these sorts of plays work. So he's going to come in with this raiding cavalry, throw an Axeman, Hursa, this troll going to help out as well. He doesn't quite know that this is going up though. He doesn't quite know. He's kind of reading it, though. He's pushing forward. How fast is the town going to come up? Pretty quick. There's 6 villagers on it as the army comes forward, and Chemo has to pull back. Yet again, that's twice these have been denied. This is so much idle time for not only the Pharaoh, but also those 6 villagers there. They're just not getting anything done. Soup's villagers, very, very quick. He's getting houses in the corner. I love this. This is like such a Heimdall rush idea, forward base idea. Just put the houses away. Just put the houses in a place your opponent's not going to spot them. Very, very good. Town Center gets denied yet again. Soup in a great position. I'd love to see him send an Ulfsark around here and start getting walls up. Just up here and over here. He's scouted it out early, so he knows that this is a thing, but he doesn't know how easy it is to wall this off. But if he could get around on that side, that would be really, really good. As Soup now pushing forward, he's getting himself Hall of Thames. We see double barracks coming down here now. Triple barracks down for Chemo now as this forward watchtower is going to be getting taken out. This is such great building positioning though for Chemo. Look, the temple on the forest, the granary next to the temple, barracks here as well, going to prevent the units from pushing around onto the other side of the map, and Soup's going to have to make the long journey around or bully his way through the main base of Chemo to get there. So we'll see what's going to happen is Soup now, he's ready to go to the next age in all honesty. He's got so many resources, so much hunt on the map. Pushing up here, going to be eating these hippos over there. Random hunt kind of all over the place. Is there anything there? I think there's also some elephant here as well. There's some elephant forward here as well that he can eat. There's a longhouse coming up over here. Villagers on this hippo over here as well. And Chemo, I mean, he's got to know deep inside that the town center has to be on this side. Because he's scouted all the back of, I guess there could be a town center forward here. Probably not. Maybe. I don't know if I was in this position what I'd think. But I would assume that there's probably going to be a town center on both sides of this tree line here. As the army going to be pulling back here a little bit. Medium infantry coming through for Soup as well. So he's going to have... His army is so strong. Like... I do say a little bit that like the Egyptian classical army has got a lot of advantages over the Norse army, but the advantages aren't necessarily purely in the strength of unit. It's actually in the 10-second training time, the 9-second training time versus the 18-second training time of the raiding cavalry, the 20+ second training time of the Hursa. But if you get enough longhouses out, you can kind of play around that, which is kind of what Soup is doing as he pushes forward, takes this fight. Doesn't want to quite take the fight too much here underneath the watchtower, pulling back, just taking his time here. Medium Raiders coming through as well, wants to wait out that one. He's still got this healing spring he can use to hold on here. As Chemo's army is starting to look very, very strong here. Elephant did manage to pick off a villager there, unfortunately. As Chemo pulls back. Troll's getting some good damage done from afar there. So villager's going to be eating up that hippopotamus. And Soup now ready to start engaging this army. Not really. I mean, he doesn't need to. Sitting on this healing spring, like, it doesn't do a whole lot if the units are moving, right? But it's still a little bit of HP. Look, 1 HP every couple of seconds. So it's actually fine to just keep jockeying back and forth here, and just slowly pulling up on those resources. As Soup pushing in, going to try and get this surround here. Troll getting sniped down. Great micro there from Soup, pulling back that Pharaoh out in the middle of nowhere now as the Hersir going to get some good damage done. Another Troll spawn there, going to be a big, big help as the Pharaoh does end up falling there. A couple of priests on the back getting targeted down as well. INTR spawn there for Soup is going to be such a big advantage here for Soup as Chemo needs to retreat there. And this is what I was talking about. This army of Soup is so strong. Chemo, he's going to be able to reproduce his units really fast if he's got the economy to do so. But he's got his farms starting to come out. He does have rain. Gold mine going to be expiring soon, but Soup, he's got this INR 10 crushed damage that comes onto that one. Going to be taking down this this watchtower. Another troll spawn coming through, and Chemo's Ra is getting run over in this game, ladies and gentlemen, as he's got no units left. He's down to 50 population. Soup is double the population of Chemo here, as this watchtower going to get taken out. Villagers sneaking up to this gold mine over here as well. But once this temple gets broken down, tower's broken down, Soup can continue to push through here. The spied villager is showing Soup exactly what is going on, and Soup does not need to retreat here. There's not enough defenses. Just take the temple down and make your way up there, but it does look like Soup is going to pull back, take his time. Getting himself copper weapons here is an interesting decision. This is something that we don't see a whole lot, is armory upgrades in the classical age, but it's such a Soup idea. He loves this. Just get yourself, instead, like, obviously getting to the heroic age is one thing, but having yourself super strong tier 1 armored up units against a very, very weak, battered Egyptian army, that's a great idea as well here. Is Soup going to get himself this town center? He's going to be able to go to the next age as well. Does he have an armory anywhere? Yes, he does. Of course he does, because he's got armory upgrades. But he's going to be going to the heroic age here as well. Part of me feels like, while I know Bragi is the best idea, Nordia would be just as good. Because you're going to get, not only you get a mountain giant to break through the main base, but you also get the walking woods to help out as well. And I don't think that Chemo would be able to defend that. Houses coming up over here. I'd love to see some walls coming down for Chemo to just to ensure that he defends from any little cheeky raids coming down there, because obviously Soup is going to know that he's there. As Chemo is yet again poking his head out. He does not have the army to take this fight. Obviously Chemo here is going to try and get some snipes as best as he can on this fight, but really what he wants to slow down, I think, is going to be military buildings getting built here, I guess. It's this throwing axeman kind of getting caught out there. And now Soup going to pull around this entire forest here. The long ride around here to try and get over onto this position. Armory coming up for Chemo. So he wants to get to the next age. Also see the hippo here. How many farms ended up being here? Looks like about 15 farms or so. As the villagers have now finished up all the hunt, there are still 2 elephants there, but obviously not going to be as important to grab those as it is to just push forward and kill off all these villagers here. There's the house coming down on this position, Battle Boar pushing forward here. I mean, how much do you want to take this fight though? There's a raiding cavalry hitting these villagers over here. They do have themselves Skin of the Rhino. As the villagers over here getting cleaned up, the army taking this fight as best as they can. Herso sneaks through, picking off the Wadjet. Will he get a myth unit spawn or not? As all the villagers over here getting targeted down, retreating off of that gold mine. Meanwhile, up here, villagers getting cleaned up. Villagers over here as well can get taken down, as well as the raiding cavalry just cleaning so many villagers there. But the army of Chemo does manage to win this fight on this position. Soup here in a little bit of a tricky position. But he does pick off so many villages. Villager differential 30 to 46 at the moment, as the army over here searching around for villagers to kill off. There's still a handful on that gold mine. There's still this gold mine on the front that he can grab. We see a hill fort coming up for Soup as well. As the villagers in the main base getting cleaned up by these flaming weapons, Soup can now get himself heavy raiders as well, which is going to be such a difficult unit to be getting picked off. Still stuck in the classical age for Chemo. As Chemo's looking to put some pressure onto this town center over here, as the army's still pushing through over here for Soup. He's starting to push more units out of these longhouses at the moment. 117 pop to 100 pop here. There's some random villagers coming into the fight for the moment. Battle balls are so strong. If you can snipe that Pharaoh there, one of the big advantages of the battle board is the special ability to open up the Pharaoh. So you can get in there and take that one out super easily. Great focus fire there from Soup, as he does find these villagers on this gold mine as well. And they're cleaning those up, as the priest still trying to come out for Chemo, as he's desperately trying to find a way back into this game. Down 20 villagers at this moment. Hippos still getting eaten over here for Soup as well, as the army of Chemo just cannot compete here. It seems villagers getting taken out on this position, and after the dust settles, Chemo does need to tap out there, because he is so far behind in this game, and Soup is just on a tear here with his Loki. Incredibly strong early game pressure on this town center. He kind of got lucky in a way, but okay, let me preface this by saying Soup went for a half strategy in one way and a half strategy in the other way. And he said basically to himself, okay, if Chemo comes to the left side of the map, I'm going to stop that town center from going up the best I can. With also having in the back of his mind knowing I can pull back and drop a town center down as well if I can't stop the town center. But also, if Chemo goes for the town center on the right side of the map, I can just grab this town center myself and take these hippos and have an enjoyable time cutting the map down potentially like this way, or maybe even cutting the map off, Chemo off of that town center as well, getting a 4-2 town center position. Really smart strategy here from Loki. Chemo probably might want to consider, with Ra against Loki, not going for the straight town center here. Instead, maybe getting a couple of barracks out, getting some axemen out, and in order to just ensure that he can get his town center up and do a classical fight, second town center play if he really wants this town center. Because even if you get it up, I'm more and more inclined to feel like if the Loki player goes for a forward, or a Norse player goes for a forward build against a Ra going for a fast second town center, more often than not, you get into more trouble than it's worth. But a great game here from Soup. Levels the series 1-1. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.